now you can wave. Say hello, crafting friends. Can you say hello, crafting friends? No. Hello, we've got a guest today in my crafting studio. Weston's here to say hello and be shy. So I'm excited to bring you card number 1 for Kay Keelblock's virtual stamp party. And this is what it looks like. Weston was already wondering if I was going to add gems because he loves it when I add little accessories to my cards. And I said, oh, I didn't today, and I usually do. He watches a lot of my videos, and the gems part is his favorite part. So do you think the hippo looks kind of cute like that? Yeah. And he's ready to go swimming. So today is kicking off Kay Keelblock's virtual stamp party with card number 1. So I will be crafting today, and then my hopes are for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week as well to do a 3-part card series for her party. So let me get the camera turned around. Hi there, Sharon. Hi, Rosina. And it looks like my camera's caught up on my iPad too. So hi there, Deb. Good to have you guys on here. Let me move my camera around, and then Weston can decide if he wants to continue watching me make the card or if he wants to go play some more too. So I'll let him decide. But it's a big day today as orders are coming through with the new catalog and new celebration products, and I'm super excited to bring you several things so that you can see different products in use right away from the get-go. So this says, hey, good looking, and I'm using the Hippest Hippo stamp set, the coordinating dies, and some fun paper there that looks great for a sunshiny background for summer. So where I'm finding these products, Celebration, when you open that up right from the get-go, I think this is sure to be the most popular products, the Hippo stamps there, and then the hippo dies to coordinate. There's a ton of dies in the stamp set too. And then the Hey Good Looking comes from, as we go a little bit farther, that's another free celebration offering on page 11, and that's free with a $100 order because it is such a large stamp set, which is going to be so fun to show you guys how to use too. I love the samples. Like sometimes it's so hard for me not to be tempted to do or copy a sample directly from the catalog. Sometimes I almost should, just so you can see how something is made, but other times I always feel like, well, you've got that sample, I want to make different things for you guys. So those are the 3 things coming from Celebration: the stamp set, and then the dies. And now this fun paper, which you'll probably wonder, hey, where's that from? And always feel free to ask questions. Sometimes I may have covered it and you missed it in the beginning, but I always go back and answer as well. So this Gingham Cottage 12 by 12 stack. This is a huge stack. I mean, it's just thick, thick, thick. And that is from the brand new mini catalog that starts today also. And I'm just going to show in the back here, the Gingham Cottage. It kind of shows all the papers. And I was looking for something bright yellow and sunshiny. They do have something in the Celebrate Everything that would fit that really well too. And that's for hostesses or people placing an order over 150, then that could be your host rewards. But if I flip to page 59 here, oops, here we go. Then you can see this. And I think this is going to be great for the mini catalog with the holiday things that are in it. Lots of colors that are great for Christmas, fall, Halloween, and today, sunshine. We've got so many sunshiny days lately. I absolutely love it. But as you can see, there are 48 12 by 12 sheets in here and a lot of kind of big, broad gingham that you can see. So broad strokes and then smaller strokes. But it's just kind of a fun and different look. Love it. It's really nice and fresh. So 2 new offerings. I feel like the annual catalog isn't that far out. So I just have ideas galore buzzing around in my brain. So to start with, I'm just using this. Like I said, there's the bigger check mark and then the smaller one here. So with this, it's 5 1/4 by 4. And what I'm using that with for a card base is the So Saffron, and then it's gonna be cut and scored to fold and open this way. And I can just go ahead and place this right on here right away, because that's gonna be ready to go. So let me just place that on there. So that's one layer. That's all set and done. And then the next thing that I want to do is show you, well, let me stamp out this guy. And then I'm going to show you a little cutting technique with the new dies that we're using. So here's this hippo. There's 3 different hippos that I could have used, but I'm using this guy. He looks like he's walking. Here, I'll put him this way until I kind of put him under the waves of water, and then that will hide his walking feet, and then he'll just look like he's in action. So that works out well. So I'll set that aside. And then let's see. Oh, and then I think we're ready to do our die cutting. I just was thinking if I had enough of my pieces of paper. Shh, Weston. Okay. My guest is back in to see what this hippo is going to look like. All right, so let me just die cut the hippo. And like I said, the coordinating dies for this are amazing. So it's just called Hippo Dies. They're free with a $50 order. The stamp set is free with a $50 order. So I'm going to use this to cut out that. And then next I'll use the wave die. And then there's this a cute little life preserver and a little goggle that could be used with the little air hose for snorkeling. And so I am saving the inside too in case I want it for an eye mask, and then this little splash thing too. So we've got those, and then I think that's a lot of dies that I'm using. And then you open it up and you see all of these dies too. So dies for the other 2 hippos, and lots of accessories to go with it as well for summer and just fun things. So I'm going to start with just die cutting out the hippo first here, and then I'll do the other pieces for you. So kind of a lot of little things going on, but yet I love the way it turned out. So he's going to be all set, cut out, and ready to color in. Hi there, Beth. Thanks for joining in. And now next, if you see, I want to show you how I made this happen. So this is a 4-inch piece of the new In Color Tahitian Tide, and I cut it, let's see, let me measure quick. I cut it, so 4 inches is the thing to know, because you want it to go across here, and this is about 3 inches, and I'm going to kind of cut that in half. So with doing that, I wanted the waves to be 4 inches across, but if you can see, this die only goes about that far across. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to put this about halfway on this piece of paper or piece of cardstock, and you'll see it's only going to cut part of it. And so I'm just going to run that through like so. And then I will have it looking like this. But when I go through, I put it right back down and just kind of connect where it cut the first time, and just lay it going off, and then run it through again. And then what we've got is a nice 4-inch piece of waves. And then we've got a second piece that doesn't have the indents necessarily of the waves like you can see there at the top, but it makes nice waves regardless. And I love that you can kind of do 2 cuttings with, you know, a couple passes. You'll have 2 sets, so you can kind of make 2 cards at one time, which I know like lots of people like to do that. So we'll just set that aside. So that's my tip of the day. I hope it helps you guys and kind of like makes you think outside the box of not everything with your waves has to be just like 3 inches long like the die is. So that I kind of just thought through today as I was putting together the card. Now for the little bits of accessories, these are pretty tiny dies. So I went ahead and put just pieces of that adhesive sheet on here. So this is going to make a splash here. So I'm going to just layer that on a little chunk that I had sitting there. And same with this. I just saved time and put adhesive sheets on there for you guys. And then to save time, and then I'm just going to layer the life preserver, the little goggles on there, and my little air tube there as well. And then I'll run all these little pieces through, and then we can kind of get to assembling. All right, so here we have all those little pieces, and I think I just might kind of lay this aside for now and start working on this guy. So I'm going to move my camera closer because I realized I've gotten some newer viewers, and I haven't colored in a while, and I kind of went, this is probably my longest break of coloring something in because I love to color. So this is just going to be using two of my Stampin' Blends, the Smoky Slate Dark and Light. That's all I'm using. So I'm going to start with my dark and just kind of color in around here and then go around the face. And I don't really draw too many like straight lines like I usually do. I'm going to just kind of scribble color in and then go up the side here and into the ear and just kind of trace that, and then kind of come around the eyes here. And I'm going to actually kind of bring that out around the cute little face here like so. And then I'm going to scribble circles around where the nostrils are and just kind of leave that. So I'm going to show you that's what I'm doing with the darker color there. And then I'm going to go where the little toenails are on the hippo and color that in with the darker Smoky Slate. And then I'm going to just scribble right along the lines there that kind of separate the body from that part, and go down the legs, fill in the toenails there, kind of do that same thing down here. So we don't have lots of solid lines coming through, just kind of filling in. So we have that looking like that. So you can see lots of scribbles. Hi there, Dawn. Thanks for joining in. So that's all done with the darker one. And now with the lighter Smoky Slate, now I just fill in. So I just kind of have to watch that I don't cover up the eyes. So that's pretty easy. And I just kind of like to almost color over what I want over with the dark, because then it kind of helps the whole blending procedure, and it'll look kind of shaky or scratchy until it blends. And sometimes I've walked away from my projects and went, oh, it even blends a few more minutes after it sits and dries too. So you can kind of keep that in mind. So we've got that, and like I said, right now it still like looks a little bit kind of sketchy or scratchy. Hey there, Jen, good to see you. But as you can see here, after a few more minutes of drying, it just kind of tones down and the blending will take shape a little bit more clearly. So that's what we've got going there. And now let me do some assembly here. So I'm gonna bring back like this card base, and I think I'm gonna just pop this up to give you guys more of a view of my desktop as well. So I'm just gonna still have this guy on camera so you can see what I'm working with, and then have this area as I assemble. So for this, I'm just going to put down for my waves, just regular adhesive here. And this is just going to kind of set right on top of that piece of Designer Series paper that's cut. And I'm just kind of leaving this like so that I have space to tuck this guy under. But before I tuck him under, I want him to be popped up, and yet this is laying flat. So how I do that, and I know you guys have seen me do that before, is I just put a couple dimensionals here towards the top of my hippo, like so that that part is popping up here, and then I can just tuck him under my waves like so. So then we've got him popped up, but yet flat with the waves there. So kind of works well for double that. And then next I want to work on that buoy. So let me take this. Oh, that's funny. As I took it, the buoy stayed behind on my, oh, where's my little poker tool? Here it is. my thing stayed on my cutting mat. I'm sure that happens to you guys too. You cut things off and it cuts out so well. Okay, so because I use those adhesive sheets, hey there, Bridget. This is going to be nice and easy to have this kind of intricate little die stick. So I'm just peeling off those pieces of my adhesive sheets, and like so. And now this is pretty much all sticky and ready to go on here. But before I do that, I'm going to take just a tiny little fun strip or piece of linen thread, and I'm going to thread that through one of the little openings on my buoy, and just going to trim that off like so. So we just have this little piece here. And next I'm going to set that there while I take my little pokey tool and grab a glue dot. Now this glue dot's going to go right behind his hand here and stick to there. And actually when I was making the card, I did this part before I tucked him in there. So I had my hippo working all by himself, and then I realized, oh, should have done it that way for you guys. But I think this will work out just fine. So now I can take the two ends of that, and I have something to stick it to that way. So that's going to just stick right on there. And then we have this buoy like so. We can actually kind of look like it's casting out. I think on my sample it's down maybe a little bit more, but kind of whatever length you have to use that. And like I said, that's got the adhesive sheet underneath it, so it's going to stick really well. Hey there, Kay. And now to go along with that, when you throw something in the water, what happens? There's a splash. So I have this splash die here, and I've got 3 little pieces of splash, and they also have the adhesive sheet underneath there as well. So I can just take and they're stuck on, and I didn't have any place to peel it off, but my take your pick tool works really well with lining that up to just kind of peel it away. So I just take each piece and get underneath there with that. And then I can just kind of eyeball the way the die looked, kind of. See how I'm doing here, like so. And then just know that it's going to line up like that. So I've got those 3 little things. So easy to put on when they're tiny but have the adhesive on there. So I've got those, and I'm just going to press them on like that. So we've got an instant splash there to go with that. Thank you, Kay, for sharing this. And now we can just add those other couple of accessories quick here from the red cardstock. So I've got this little goggle. Like I said, this part peeks out. And all I'm going to use is the outside edge, but doesn't this almost look like, I used to play with Barbies tons when I was younger. It looks like those little sleep masks that you can put over your eyes. So I'm going to set that aside because I don't know, someday down the road, it might come in handy, or I'll check Pinterest and all of a sudden I'll see something really cute using that. So the rest of this now has the adhesive on it, which is really important when it's such a tiny little thin die. Then it's just easy to take this out and just make sure that the eyes are showing here on the cute hippo. And I just press that on, and all of a sudden he's decorated and ready to go. And then next he's going to have his little snorkeling tube here. So I'm just going to take my take your pick tool and grab that out of the die and see if I can just pull that adhesive right off of there. Yep. And now this is ready to go in his mouth, and then kind of just off to the side a little bit. There he is, ready for the beach, snorkeling, whatever. Now we have this fun big area up here to add our sentiment onto. So let me kind of just clear off my little scraps and my dies off to the side. And then we'll work on the sentiment for that. And if you're just joining in, This isn't part, like so far this has been the hippos and dies, but now I'm going to bring in the amazing phrasing, free with celebration. Hi there, Donna. Good to see you. And so what I'm choosing from that stamp set is the hey and the good looking. And to kind of tie in with the red cardstock and make that coordinate and pop a little bit more, I'm choosing my Real Red ink pad here. And let me pull over actually my Stampin' Pierce mat, because that stamp set is photopolymer. So I just have a chunk of basic white that I'll ink up the hay with the red. And then I just have a kind of 3/4 inch strip, maybe just a skosh less of basic white. And that's going to fit the good looking. And then I'll just kind of trim that down. And now these two pieces, nothing special as far as die cutting them, just stamping them on chunks and just adding them with some dimensionals. So let me grab my dimensionals here, and then I can put a couple things here and here, and then that will pop that up. And kind of like the look of just having it be like a little bit at an angle, like so. So we have the hay, good looking, and I think it just fits with that guy, because that hippo just kind of looks like he thinks he's good looking, or she, I guess, either way. And for the inside, then I'm going to continue with that font, and I chose To Another Year Around the Sun, because this just looks like it's a great sunny card. Hi there, Missy. And so to make it coordinate, I put them on the same stamp, or same block, excuse me, but I altered it, and it'll show up a little bit better once I stamp it out here. So you can see I kind of put one off to one side and one off to the other to kind of fill that up there. Actually got a little bit of an ink smear, so I'm going to try it again without getting that. It wasn't terrible, but we'll see if I can just pick it up better. There we go. Like you can see, that bothers me. This one looks a lot better. And so, so now this is just ready to have some adhesive added, and it ties that fun pop of red to the inside to coordinate with the outside. And I love the red with the So Saffron too. It's another great color combination for a bright card. So hey, good looking. To Another Year Around the Sun, you can put happy birthday and make your sentiment finish with that. But a little fussy with those little pieces, but I just loved those little pieces with the hippo dies. So hopefully that'll be fun. And my grandson, you know, he was trying to wonder why I wasn't using my gems and adhesives, but I think because of all these little parts, yeah, I could have maybe added some little red rhinestones, but I didn't want to take away from the effect that the paper has. Even these little splashes have little like dents and embossed pieces there, and the life preserver even has, you know, some texture within that too. Thanks, Missy. So that is card number 1 there for KQ Block's virtual party. I've got her host code listed here. Let me get the camera turned around. So it's just fun to start off, kick off celebration in a new catalog with lots of fun stuff in it. Kick that off with a virtual party for you guys right away from the get-go. So like I said, I'll be demoing my goal is to do also Tuesday and Wednesday to do a couple more projects for her virtual party. And then how you can get today's card plus the next 2 projects that I'm going to be doing for her party is just place a minimum $25 order using this host code, or let me know if I'm placing your order for you. Let me know that you want to use her specific host code, and then you'll get her 3 cards as a thank you for ordering from both Kay and I. So hopefully you guys have a fun weekend planned. I love 4th of July, getting together with people, getting out on the lake, eating fun food. And so hopefully that is something that you guys kind of have in mind as well. And if not, maybe it's just going to be a quiet weekend to have nothing on your schedule too, which is always fun too. Hey there, Lisa. Take care, everyone, and see you hopefully on Tuesday. Bye-bye.